Okay. Greetings. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. I am trying to turn this down. Okay. Can you all hear me? I'm not sure. This technology is the technology is interesting. So I want to keep the music on, but I don't want you guys to, I don't want it to drown me out. So I want you to be able to hear me. So welcome. Today is Friday. Friday is the day that is governed by Venus. And I've been getting so many internal instructions, directions, and that come from the astrology that are really showing me that we really are off to a new reality. Like the old is done. It's gone, right? It's gone. And I've been talking about what it's like to sort of deconstruct something while you're also constructing something, like breaking something down while you're also building something. And that's what we've been doing in a lot of ways, right? So Venus is the day that is about restoration. It's about relationship. Venus is food, our sensations, our emotions. Venus is how we restore ourselves, how we recover ourselves. It's art. It's, like I said, it's relations. So Venus is also the day that I ask for donations and whatever that is for you, because Venus is about reciprocity. And reciprocity is a really major aspect of how we live this life. It's almost as if, we need, there is like a call and response. There is an energetic, it's a circle, right? So you want to keep things moving in the experience of flow and reciprocity, and Venus and emotions and feelings and all of that is about reciprocity. So if you want to share something with me that I offer you that supports you and gratitude, I appreciate that. If you're going to give me a private message, I appreciate that. People do really beautiful things and simple things because it really is about the energy. It's about the energy of the reciprocity. And when we understand that, what we give out, we get back. And not only what we give out, we give back, but everything costs something. Everything costs something. That's the thing. Everything is an energetic exchange, right? So we create value with Venus. So that's what this is about. So if you want to donate at my Cash App, that's $Monique Ruffin. And if you want to donate at my Venmo, that's @Monique-Ruffin. Okay, so today, like I said, is a Venus day. And Venus is the planet that is Oshun. Venus is Aphrodite, Venus. All of these energies are very feminine, sensual, sexual, feel-good energies. And the thing that's so important for us to recognize is that all of these archetypes are inside of us. These are consciousnesses. When I'm talking about Oshun or Aphrodite, this is about a consciousness that we can access in our own psyche. We can embody these energies, right? And when we learn how to embody them, then we access the powers that are activated with them. So for instance, where's the Venus in your chart? I happen to have Venus in Libra, and Venus in Libra in Western astrology is the archetype of the whore, the sacred whore. And when I tell you, this is so, like, I have always resonated with this energy that's very very sensual, very sexual, very like passionate, and and it's just drawn into beauty. This is the sacred whore energy, and it's also a very healing energy because it brings balance, it brings cultivation. And the thing about the sacred whore energy is that the sacred whore loves unconditionally. See, that's the thing about the hoe. Y'all, like, in the Western world, we're so like, I want my one man. I want my, but the truth of the matter, nature is a whore. The more the feminine absorbs different frequencies and expands herself, the more medicine she has, the more powerful she is, the more, and here's the thing, we all get to be with that in our own way. I just am saying that the way that we have taken on the conditioning around our sexuality and what's sacred and what's holy and what's good is backwards, right? So truly, honestly, to be a slut is to be closer to God. To be a whore is to be closer to God. To be closer to your divine frequency with how the energy really flourishes, right? The Western world has us afraid of our sexuality. Oh, if I'm with too many men, they're not gonna like me, or I'm gonna be this, or that's not true. That's not true. Nature takes everything. The more diversity we have in our DNA, the stronger we are, right? The more diverse you are, the stronger you are. And so that's a real new idea. I don't want to say it's new. It's actually ancient. I'm sorry about that. It's an ancient idea around how to really be with our sexuality, because the truth of the matter is that the freer we are with our sexuality, the more we are, the more in harmony we are with the environment, with ourselves, with our hearts, with our nature. You know what I mean? Like, I know. So that sacred whore energy, that is Venus. Venus in Libra is the sacred whore energy. And it's, and it's like a bee, right? Think of a bumblebee. A bumblebee will go from this flower to this flower to this flower, sharing its nectar, giving forth its essence, bringing life everywhere it goes, cultivating attraction, cultivating just cultivating that energetic that is sexuality and the libido and all of those things that are really luscious and luxurious, and all of this is Venus. All of this is Venus in Libra, right? So at the 5th degree, it's about extension, and Venus in Libra about extension is really extending your Oshun energy. It's really about being able to just say yes, right? And the thing that I said, because this is a consciousness, it's a frequency, it's an archetype, right? It's like you can embody this energy. You spreading it through love and pollination. Absolutely, right? So you can embody this energy. And the easiest way I do it, honestly, is, there are things that I definitely do in my body, right? So I told you guys that I bathe in honey. Like, I literally am like in honey because it does something. It's very luxurious. But what I also do in my mind, I just create really loving environments in my mind. I literally send people love for real. Okay. Like I close my eyes and I see somebody and I just, in my mind, I shower them with white light and love. That is the energy of the goddess that is just giving forth energy. And here's the thing, that's in abundance. It doesn't run out. Like, you can do that in your imagination over and over and over and over and over and over again. And all it does is add more beauty and value to the world, because you begin to resonate at that frequency with which you are putting in your mind, and then it emanates out into the world, right? So I use this when I'm in stuff with people, when I'm not feeling good about how I'm being with somebody or the energy between me and somebody. I will just, in my mind, send them love. And sometimes, it just depends on what's going on. It's if I'm wanting to really neutralize the energy, right? It depends on what I'm really wanting to do with it. But the mind is a really incredible. Then there are things, there are things where I'm not trying to neutralize it. There are things where I'm trying to really get things to go away. And in my mind, I will go to war with things, right? So like, I will go to war in my mind with the systems in this country. I will create a picture in my mind of something that represents, this system. And then I will burn that motherfucker down in my mind. I will really just, really, in my mind, because it's an archetype. We have access to all of it. And when we really get out of the idea and the story of this, binary, right and wrong, you gotta let go. That's the thing. Venus and Libra does not hold on to this binary bullshit. It is not true to the human spirit to live in binary ways. That's why this Western world has us trapped, because we're trapped in this sort of binary way of being and binary way of thinking, and we have to become more expansive. We've got to really begin to give ourselves permission to recognize that things are just not all good and all bad. There are all these areas in between, right? So you have to meet something at the frequency with which where it lives inside of you, right? Because the other thing about this reality is, because all of this stuff, talking too fast, because all of this stuff is consciousness, and as within, so without. Whatever you're seeing without, you have to find it inside of you, right? So what happens is, because we see stuff externally and we don't like it, we don't want to look for it inside of us, because it's like, oh, no. So we see Trump and he's an asshole and he's racist and he's this and he's that. And we go, no, that's not me. But it has to be inside of you somewhere, because it's presenting externally and it's triggering you. Do you understand? So if you can get out of this right and wrong binary shit, then you can go, what does this make me feel? And where do these feelings lay inside of me? What do I name them? What is it, right? So for me, when I was really working on the stuff around racism, I was like, it was creating a binary thing. I was feeling victimized by it. I was like, I don't have power over it. Then I was like, then I would go into my psyche and go, well, where does that land? Well, that's because I come from ancestors who were indoctrinated in this system, and they were powerless in these energies, in these consciousnesses, right? They were powerless. So then I have to go do the work inside of myself to claim it back. And what do? I go in my mind and I create scenarios where I can be like, I take my power back. Like, it's all happening in the mind, people. And the mind is projecting the reality. I'm telling y'all, this is how this shit works. Now, okay, so you gotta make peace. Venus allows you to restore yourself, right? Restore, right? So the places where you're struggling, the places where your energy isn't strong, the places where your archetypes are too far on the negative end. If I'm making sense, please just tell me, because I don't want to be talking and not making sense. I don't want to so you have to restore your identity around the areas that it's weak, right? So if your identity is weak, say for instance, the things that you reject, the things that you're rejecting is where your own frequency is weak, right? The things that you are at odds with is where you need to be restored. and how to do it is that you need to tell yourself a new narrative about it. You have to get curious about it. You got to go, why, what is this? Why do I feel this way? What could this offer me? And you have to really face yourself. You have to be willing to face the shadow. Wherever your energy is weak is where you have more shadowy energy, right? Don't fucking judge yourself. Just let it be okay. We're here on this earth plane, and everything in the earth plane, everything is everything, right? It's just that when things get exacerbated, then they project into our reality, and then they become addictions, and they become negative patterns, and they become behaviors that we just can't get. But if you deal with it internally and have the confidence and the courage to look at yourself, then you can neutralize it. I was watching this documentary with Michael Jordan on Netflix. Now let me tell you guys, I hate organized sports. I hate them. I hate football. I hate basketball. I hate them. And look, I have reasons why I hate them, right? But the reasons why I've always hated them is because I grew up in a family where all the men just locked in front of the TV and that was it. And I used to, as a child, I would be like, wow, this is where all their energy is going. All the men are locked on this thing that is about athletics, and all their energy and power and all, like, they could be doing something great with this. They could be using this focus to build a business. And so that's why I have been against the relationship that people often have with sports, and how it just vampires so much energy in this country and takes so much money. And so, but that's it. But anyway, I was watching Michael Jordan yesterday, this documentary, and I just love it because the confidence, let me see, I think it says, words resonating but don't agree with having so many sexual partners, too many partners, absorbing. Absolutely, I do understand what your point is, but when you understand that you are the DNA that all is, when you understand that you come from the creation of all, there is no DNA outside of your DNA. That's the thing. And so you have to know where your limit is, though, right? Like, whatever your limit is, everybody's different. That's your reality, right? But for some people, they could have 2,000 partners and be just fine. You can't put your reality onto someone else. So, and nature, and you have to see where you fit in with nature, because nature absorbs everything. Nature is all the DNA, right? We're taking it, we all drink the same water that every person on the planet has ever drank. So you're taking in everybody's DNA anyway. We have such limited ideas about stuff. It's so interesting. Anyway, but I'm not saying that you should, I'm just saying understand the truth and then make choices from there. But the Michael Jordan thing. So Michael Jordan, I'm watching this documentary about Michael Jordan, and this motherfucker has confidence. He has confidence. This motherfucker's confidence. Like, and here's the thing about confidence. The universe will bend to what you believe. And what you believe, you will take actions upon, you will think on, you will feel into, and you will create a reality. And I just was so watching this Michael Jordan thing, I was like, wow, this man believes. Oh my God. I was just like, there is something like, and one of the coaches said the thing that made him more significant and more powerful was that he lived in the moment. He only lived in the moment. What? He lived in the moment. So I just am watching, and he just is in the moment. Like, he's just true to this. He's just like, right? So this is what we need now more than ever. We need to really be in the energy of the moment. And so what do you need to do to get into the moment? So for me, I do the astrology. I follow the moon, because the moon is the minute hand of our solar system. It is the minute hand. It is where the universe is, right? I don't care about what's going on in the news. I don't care about where COVID is. This is another thing about DNA. If you understand that you have the DNA of all, if that's who you are because you're one with, then the DNA of COVID, it's like COVID is just an aspect of God. What the fuck? Like, what is it to be afraid of, right? When you understand that you can transmute anything, right? So this idea, there's just nothing to be afraid of here. When you understand that you are one with the mind of God, You will be led and directed to exactly what is for you. Like, it is so interesting. I know, like, the human body is made to evolve. It is a machine of evolution, and it transmutes things, right? And if we believe that, it will do it. But if we don't believe it, it won't do it. That's the thing about motherfucking Michael Jordan. This motherfucker believed he could fly. He believed he could jump and do and that's why he could do the things that nobody else could do. And he said it on the documentary. He said, I see it in my mind. He said it. He said he sees it in his motherfucking mind before he does it. So here's the thing. It's so important for us to realize that the imagination is the key to all of this. And why is the imagination the key to all of this? Because everything that we see in the physical world reality came out of somebody's motherfucking mind, including you, including me. We came out of, somebody thought about us before we got here. The building you live in, the clothes you're wearing, somebody thought about it before it got here. Everything comes out of the mind. So the mind, this is a mental reality. What you can do, the pictures you can put in your mind. Now, the thing that blocks it and fucks it up is that we have trauma, that we're afraid, that we don't believe, that we've been conditioned. So then that blocks your ability to access your confidence in yourself, to just picture what you want and have it, because this is just a picture show. This is all a picture show. Okay, let me see what Tinker Tinker says. Yo, that's so true. The moment is where all things are created. People don't understand how powerful the present. Yes. So it's really important. So that's why I create the classes that are like, go check out and see what you're doing with your authority. When did you start believing this? Because these are the things that are blocking you, and they're in your DNA. They're in you're carrying it from your mother. You're carrying your mother's belief systems, your grandmother's belief systems. So Venus is about restoration, y'all. Venus is about restoration. And yes, everything you see is a result of planted words. That's right. First you thought it, then you brought it. Exactly everything. And here's the thing, it's about energy. It's about energy. Form follows energy. So somebody might think, and I'm going to use a really drastic thing. Somebody might think, I hate myself. I wish I wasn't here. And then you walk outside and you run into somebody who's resonating at that frequency of hate. And then you get robbed, or you get raped, or because you've had some internal thought of hate, right? Like, this stuff is so fucking tricky. Black people, we're in a constant internal, white people are out to get us. They hate us. They're out to get us. And because we fucking think it, we actually create a frequency that generates it and pulls us to us. We've agreed to do it for generations. So we literally are keeping this system in alignment. It's just, I mean, the shit is remarkable when you think about it, but it's also, it's just mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. So I really want to say that I love y'all. I love y'all. Let me tell you, we're here to change this shit. This shit is fucking over, okay? Because we understand now how to use this reality, and Pluto is moving through Capricorn, and all of our systems are breaking down. And what's happening as all of the systems break down, the agreements that our ancestors had with this construct, our ancestors had agreements to hold it up. And we're holding it up in our own DNA, in our own mindsets, the way we think, the way we feel, and so we have to really do the work to alchemize these energies. You cannot run from them. They're in you. You're going to reproduce them everywhere you go, right? So you have to alchemize them. You cannot run from this shit. It's you. It's you. Everywhere you go, there you are, right? So you have to do the work to alchemize it, and the rituals will help you do that. The rituals, you know, this is why I come and talk about it. You know, some days I'm like, I feel crazy. I know people think I'm crazy, but because the world is going nuts. But what I'm telling you is this experience of COVID on the energetic level. At the energetic level, it's because the Western world does not work in cooperation with nature. It doesn't work in cooperation with nature, right? So because we are constantly at odds with ourselves, that's not enough. I'm not enough. Because we are competitive, energetically competitive, right? Because we draw these things to us, because then nature starts to compete with us, because we're competing with nature, and we can't beat nature. We can't beat nature. We can't beat her. We have to really be in cooperation with her. So we're creating these mindsets, these mental experiences that become the external reality called COVID and all these fucking variants and all that stuff, because we're at odds with nature, right? All right, you all. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so very much. Share the video. Thank y'all for sharing your love. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for, I want to start saying to you all, I'm going to Egypt in September, and I'm gonna be gone for about 3 weeks, and I do not know if I'm gonna have service, right? If I have service, I'll do videos. If I don't have service, I won't do videos. But I'm telling you, because I talk to a lot of you, and there's a lot of, I rely on you every day. I rely on you, right? So this is not the relationship I want to create with you all. Let me tell you, I love being necessary. I'm a Virgo. Right? I love being of service. I'm a Virgo. I love being liked. I have Venus in Libra. I love for y'all to like me, okay? But I do not want to I don't want to replace. I don't want to create this Western thing where you're relying upon me, right? I don't want to be idolatrized. I don't want that. I'm doing what you can do. You can do this. And if you just go and ask the moon to show you and trust yourself, right? This is what we really want to learn, how to be stronger within ourselves and not deify people, right? This is the problem of the Western patriarchal world, is that we deify people, and we all have the power of God within us. So nobody deserves to be deified, and nobody needs to be deified. So I'm just letting you know that. I'll say it again when I remember it. And I'll be gone for a few weeks. I think I'll be gone, right? And it'll be in September. And I love y'all very, very much. I love y'all. Okay, peace and blessings. Bye.